Penny Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds.
Hello, Jen!
Jen is jacked!
Dang, dude. Early's even checking Jen out. Wow.
Even Case was watching Jake's face for the reaction.
I was eating my salad and all of a sudden the house blows up. At least Kristin doesn't have to look at her face anymore.
Give me a shovel. I can't get it in there quick enough. Let's go. Poor Michael. I've just tried so hard to make him not sad in this moment.
I know.
I mean, if she's easily taking him out, they should probably get maybe another guy. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Of course.
It kind of makes no sense that she would be in the front seat. Like, why would she be there? She'd
Yeah.
be in the back.
We're talking about very small time, clearly poorly trained.
We were all thinking it. Hurley just said it.
Michael, no. Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kevin, Michael, Kristin, and I are here for Season 2, Episode 9 of Lost. And, yeah, more stuff in the hatch and a lot of stuff going on. Kate, we finally get to hear her backstory. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this episode?
As a lifelong Kate defender, I'm glad you finally get to find out what Kate did to become such a hardened, awful criminal that she's being chased down for. Like, what did she do? She tried to protect her mom from abusive second husband, which turned out to be a little more complicated than that. But, she's just trying to help her mom, and her mom turns her in. And I don't know, maybe a little bit older and wiser Kate would have known, just not say anything and just
leave. Yeah.
Just be like, oh, whoops, he must have turned the stove on when he came home drunk. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. She could have done that.
Yeah. as a lifelong Kate defender, I'm glad we finally got that part of the story, because I think it makes her more likable.
Well, I mean, Michael, take a break because we're gonna start on the hate Kate train.
I mean, of course, I just said that I like someone, so Kristin automatically hates.
No, I've done enough with Shannon.
This is where it sucks, because we're finished with the Shannon stuff, but I'm not getting on board that train either. I'm totally with Kevin, and
listen. She dropped Sawyer on the ground. We have problems.
Oh my god. We got we talked, especially Kevin and I, as people who really do care about Kate as a character. We talked about how frustrating it was that her episodes often were ranking very low, and I think this was a much better showing of Kate. And I think Evangeline Lilly gave a really powerful, great performance, and that scene at the end with Sawyer. It's like, I think this was a great Kate episode, and finally getting her backstory. And I do feel for Kate, and she's going through the ringer in this episode. Like, she doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. Any interesting facts, Kristin, for us?
I do actually have some. So, one interesting fact, and then the numbers. When Kate goes to visit her dad, Saeed is on the TV in the background.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I saw that.
Yeah, he is on the TV. And then the numbers.
Why?
What's he on TV for?
He was being shoved in the back of a car.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Look at I don't even know if I knew that.
Yeah.
I thought I knew everything about Lost. Turns out no.
You don't.
Okay. Well.
Then the numbers, we have when they come back because Kate has dropped Sawyer on the ground because she's such a brat about it. They come back and there's 23 seconds left on the timer. 23 seconds left on the timer. She was putting down $42 for the ticket to Tallahassee. 23 minutes left on the timer when Locke is explaining and mansplaining apparently to Michael there. And then Kate's dad was in Korea 4 months until she was born. So there's the 4. So lots of different numbers there.
Wow. Yeah, it's always interesting when these numbers come up, and yeah, I really enjoy hearing that part of it, and obviously apparently I'm not the only one who didn't recognize or didn't see Saeed on the TV. So wow.
I mean, I didn't want to point this one out, but it also makes me laugh. Did you guys happen to see the horse trainer's hand in the screen when Kate and Sawyer see it?
I did not see that. That's actually hilarious.
It's like this in the corner, like "Stay horse," and it's just her hand.
So
I saw something recently on a Lost group that the show was initially broadcast in a certain what's it called, aspect ratio, and then now that it's been broadened out, so there's a scene in season 1 when the raft with the stuff on the raft, or maybe the start of season 2, where you can see the camera raft, off with all the camera equipment is on, and it's apparently so. I think stuff like this is where the aspect ratio has been broadened for like HD. Newer viewers of the show, so we're starting to get some of these like sneaky things. Like,
I just love that it's like a random floating hand. It's like
that's really funny. That reminds me of like other shows that have done that, where they have little production mistakes that they didn't actually mean to be there. Like Mandalorian had the jeans guy who was like, there was a guy that was like a camera guy that was trying to get out of frame, but you can see like his pants, his jeans, and his legs.
Like the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
yes.
It's just very, 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 very funny.
It is. Anyway, so shall we jump into this?
Yeah.
All right. So we are starting what Kate did. And we start this off very, very well. Thank you, Lost. Insert gin. Yay. Very yummy. Thank you, gin. Son, we had no idea you were hiding that under all the clothes, but kudos to you for hiding that because gin is very, very yummy.
Gin is jack.
Yeah.
It is.
And looks great.
Like, thank you. I still love you, Sawyer, though. So
apparently being a hitman, like, is a good workout.
Right. I mean, I even love that he like looks over and Hurley's like,
yeah, Hurley was checking him out. I said that. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Sun and Jin, they both have great bodies. So
right, they're just out there flaunting it now. Like we wouldn't have had this season 1. All right, they're both out there like, let me take our tops off. But yeah, I mean,
they had a night in that tent.
They did.
They had a reunion.
That reunion was well done. With that, it is kind of broken up because Sun looks over and sees my favorite thing of Saeed digging a grave. And it's the last one. I got to give it with a bang here. And we see that Sawyer is kind of like losing it here a little bit. He's talking out of his sleep, like he's in delirium because of this fever. Jack is like, bro, what? Didn't hear what you said. What are you talking about? He's like, where is she? He's like, oh, Kate, you're talking about Kate. I sent her away to get you fruit because she hasn't left your side. And then he says, I love her. He was referring to me in that moment, in case anybody was ever wondering. He meant me, not Kate. But we do see Kate out there.
You have lost the plot. I'm sorry, you have lost the plot. I don't know what's going on anymore.
It's just, I have to put it out there. But we do see Kate out there in the jungle. She is gathering fruit. She drops a few, so she goes down and picks them up because she almost falls out of a tree. And lo and behold, there's a horse. There's a random horse on the island. I'm gonna get to the part where Charlie is so not helpful, but he brings up a good point. We'll get to that in a minute. But we get to our flashback with Kate, which very much sets this whole thing. We finally are finding out what Kate did. We see her sitting on the porch with a lighter. A very, very drunk man pulls up in the car, can barely walk, but like he was out there on the road. That's a problem, major problem. He is all kinds of being inappropriate and like, I need to take my pants off. Like he is just, he's a typical disgusting old drunk dude. Like he is just not cool. Kate is over it. She's like, shut up. I don't care. Here, nighty night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. In fact, don't let the kaboom bite. Like she leaves and hello house.
Don't let the gas leak bite.
Right. Like boom, the house is exploded. We see that she goes into the diner with her mom and her mom. I love this. This was such a sweet interaction, and then it turned really not so sweet here very quickly. But she's like, what do you want, pie or coffee? She's like, how about a beer? And she's like, let me see some ID, young lady. Like, it's just a very cute mother-daughter moment that Kate then ruins because she's like, how's your wrist? Yeah, don't lie for him. You're okay. Here's some life or some house insurance. And she's like, the hell are you talking about? What are you doing, Catherine? Catherine. I love that she calls her Catherine, too. It's just so, like, mother, you know, like Catherine. But we do see that she's like, forget you saw me. Here's the thing that I like. This is why mom's turning her in. It's a diner full of people and she's yelling your name, Catherine. I think that doesn't work for her. But she does. I mean, she's wanting to know what happened. She's like, what did you do? What did you do? And Kate just leaves. She like up and leaves. Poor mom. Like I would be like, you even see when Kate goes to hug and kiss her mom goodbye, her mom is terrified of her. She is like, I don't know what you did, but you're freaking me out and I want nothing to do with you. Leave the diner ASAP, please, because I want to call the cops. Jake, obviously, we had a big reaction from you in the house went kaboom. So to walk me through this opening scene we've got a couple of cute things on the island with Jin and Sun, and then we've got this major house explosion, mommy dearest turning Kate in. What's going on through your brain when you're watching?
Yeah, so the house explosion, I was just eating my salad, you know.
We all watched.
Yeah.
We were like,
I was just trying to chill and eat, and then all of a sudden, kaboom, the house goes up in flames.
Was that Rich from Survivor Australia impression?
Yeah, I do a bomb squad reference.
Love you for that.
Yes, I say that quite often, but so that was a bit shocking, and yeah, this old dude needs to keep his hands off of Kate, because disgusting. And then we get to her interaction with her mom, and obviously we had some stuff from her mom in the episode Born to Run, right? Where her mom was in the hospital and terrified of her. Yeah, so that was pretty cool to finally learn why all this information we've gotten. Finally, we know what she did, and it's interesting the fact that she still obviously hasn't told everybody else what she's done, because they don't need to know that, but now we as the audience can be aware of it. So it's really cool to finally learn that, and yeah, I'm very intrigued, and I think like understanding Kate a little more. I actually like Kate a little bit more than I did already. So honestly,
Jake, I have a question for you before I get Kevin and Michael's takes on this opening. What did you think Kate did? Was this any in the realm of like a possibility for you, or what were you when we were like leading up to this, or what were your thoughts that you thought she did?
I mean, a couple things were like she did some bigger like bank heist type of thing but she already did that, so I don't know if it was some like big money laundering kind of thing, or I thought killing somebody was a possibility, but I didn't know like under what context, because I didn't think it would be something where I guess where the audience would be completely turned off from liking Kate. Like I think people would still, you know, have the question of, do we like Kate or whatever, like the gray area, but I didn't think it would be something where the show would want us to just think Kate is awful because she's one of the like major characters that we've been following. So I didn't think it was going to be too terrible. And in a way, it is obviously terrible what she did, but also like under the context of what she was dealing with, I understand like how she was feeling at least.
Cool. Yeah. No, I just wanted to see if you had thought that out at all.
I think back in 2005, I think that I thought she was falsely accused. Because she said in last season, she said, like, if I did the things that they said I did, or so, she said something like that made me think that, like, oh, like she was, like, obviously she's robbing banks with, like, a group of criminals. She's obviously not, like, an upstanding citizen, but, like, you know, she got accused of doing something that, like, someone else in her, like, I think that's what I was thinking. So then when I saw her blow someone up, I was like, oh, because I do remember being surprised by that, like, oh, I didn't think it was that. Yeah. I didn't think it was that.
Yeah.
I think all of our faces were Jake's face when that moment happened.
Yeah, not expecting that was what happened, so yeah.
Yeah. And, like, when you know that's what's going to happen, like, you see all the little things, like she's playing with the lighter outside. She's waiting outside because she can't wait inside because she'll pass out from the gas, right? Like, you see, like, he says, what's that smell? And she brushes it off like it must be your breath. Like, you see little things. Like, it is teed up, but, like, if you're watching for the first time, like, it just seems like, yeah, she's dealing with this drunk guy again for the millionth time. Yeah, and I wish, I mean, not that I wish this, because then we wouldn't have the show, but, like, I wish for Kate's well-being that she had just, like, not taken the insurance out, or just, like, let the regular insurance take care of it, and just, like, pretend she had no idea. Like, don't tell your mom. Don't tell anybody. Just, it's a horrible tragedy. Because, yeah, that whole scene in the diner, like, stupid mom is going to ruin her life. So, yeah. Boo her mom, although not my least favorite character of the episode.
How are we booing the mom right here? She just basically let it all slide that something bad has gone down, and then she said, don't let anybody know that you've seen me. She's in a crowded diner. Of course, mom is taking care of herself. No.
Anyway,
no.
Not my least.
No.
Kristin.
No.
Kristin.
0. No.
Kristin.
No. 0.
So, like,
0 out of 5 stars. 0 out of 5 stars.
So, like, do you have a little moat around your house? Because I feel like you're on an island right now where you're the only one who thinks that her mom is not in the wrong. Anyway, not my least favorite character of the episode, because we'll see who that is coming up. But also just, like, I think favorite character might be Jin's abs. Those are wonderful.
They are.
And yeah, those are my thoughts on this part of the show.
Okay, Michael's turn.
I remember, and I still kind of feel like this, I remember being a bit disappointed with ultimately what Kate ended up doing. And I think Jake hit the nail on the head where it's like, this is one of our core characters, and they didn't want it to be something that completely turns you off on that character, and they wanted to make it something where you can, see her as one of the heroes of the show. But I think for the fact we built up to this for like a season and a half, and everything we've seen from Kate, like she's robbing banks, she's the scene with the marshal where it's like, you want to explain why I need 5 guns, and like this image that we had of Kate for a long time where she's this dangerous person, like, and she has done something really drastic, and it is, I mean, she did kill someone, but I think the reveal that it was, killing this guy out of it was a crime of passion, I guess, or whatever you would call it, where she's doing it for reasons to try and help her mother and herself. And I don't know, I think the whole story of Kate could have been something more if they'd had the guts to go a bit further with it. It felt like they backed themselves into a corner with what she did, because they made the decision they want her to be a likable, relatable character. So they tried to wrap it up in something that was more palatable to the audience. And I don't think that quite works with what we got from Kate for the first season, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get into it later, too, of why she spilled it. Like, that's at the end of the season, or at the end of this episode. But, I mean, it's kind of, like you're saying, Michael, it's kind of like you're waiting for this, like I think that in order for them to save Kate here from the audience, they're making it to be that protection kill instead of her, because we had the Marshall being like, she is so dangerous, like she is mass, you know what I mean? And so then it's like, oh, well, I feel bad for her. Like, that's not danger. That's not danger. Like, I feel bad for her. So I agree. Not really a miss, but somewhat of like a sort of miss here. But
it could have been more, I think. I think that's more what I mean.
Agreed. Going on to the next part, we're back on the island for the funeral that Jack is getting ready to leave. He is talking to Kate like, I'll stay with him. She's brought the fruit back. She's like, no, I'll stay. And he's like, no, go ahead. Like, again, nobody wants to go to this girl's funeral. But
I was waiting. Yeah.
But Jack does decide to go to the funeral, leaving Kate with Sawyer. And we see that Echo comes to visit on Ana Lucia here. He's like, I'm going to go to the funeral. I think you should go. She's like, think I'm going to skip that. Thanks for the invite. No, thank you. Bye-bye.
I think that's fair.
Yes.
I think her not going makes sense. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I 100% agree. Maybe Locke should learn something from her of not showing up at a funeral of somebody that you've killed.
Yeah, in a blood-soaked shirt. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
Locke
thank you,
did
Ana.
not kill Boone. Locke did not kill Boone.
Okay.
He did not kill Boone. He did not. Ana Lucia killed Shannon. Locke did not kill Boone. Locke was on the ground. We've been
Michael,
through this.
it was just Boone, right?
It was just Boone.
I mean, it's also just Shannon, so that's why nobody wants to go to this funeral. With that, this is such a, like, if you don't look at it, like, if you're not paying attention to it, you miss it, but I had to bring it up. There's a very cute moment with Charlie as he's walking up to the funeral. He's, like, fixing his hair. He's making sure his shirt's brushed off, just out of a sign of respect. I mean, I don't know why it's just Shannon, but it's just a really cute moment of Charlie just trying to be, like, presentable and respectful on a dirty island going to a funeral. It's just, I have to give my Charlie love there. Saeed, gosh, it's so, listen, this is the only part of her dying that sucks. Saeed is so sad, and it's very tragic. He is overcome with grief. I did make the joke, and I'm going to make it again. Like, did you guys, when you were doing all this talking, talk about the fact she got you arrested in Australia at the airport? My guess is no, but, you know, to each their own, I guess.
She probably never even realized that was him. Like,
it's fine. It's whatever. It's just Shannon. With that, she probably didn't because she's so self-absorbed. That's why. We get back to the hatch where I have to love and shout out Miss Patsy Cline. We love a good Patsy Cline. Also, anytime we see Kate, Patsy Cline is around. It's like her own anthem, if you will. And so with that, Kate is sitting there mashing up food. She's like, Sawyer, you'd laugh so much if you saw me feeding like annoying. But anyway, so Sawyer does what I wanted to do. He starts strangling her, which is fantastic. But he says, "Why did you kill me?" It's like, wait, what? What happened here? So almost like he's got a little bit possessed. We get to where Jack and Locke show back up. The timer is a buzzing. We've got problems. Sawyer is sexy but on the ground, and we're like dealing with a whole mess. No Kate to be found. And this is where I love Charlie. This is where, like, Kate's like walking by herself, and Charlie's like, "Hey, what's up?" A couple of the people that are weird like showed up at the funeral, and she's like, "I'm not paying attention to a single word you said." And he even brings that up. She's like, "Do you think there's horses here?" And he's like, "Polar bears. Seen those. Heard a monster. No horses." so not helpful, but hilarious, like in and of itself, that he's just being kind of sassy. She's not having it, so she of course takes off. Before we lead into the flashback, I'm going to stop it there because there was a lot that happened just in that section on the beach. So Jake, walk me through your first time watching all of that go down.
Yeah. I mean, I am glad that Shannon had a funeral, that we just didn't skip over it for Kristin's sake. But but yeah, the Sawyer scene. So when that happened and Sawyer goes up and strangles Kate, I was definitely confused. And this is reminiscent of what happens in the beginning of season 1 with the air marshal strangling Kate as well. So I wasn't sure what was going on there at the moment. So that was definitely like, okay, either this is going to come up by the end of the episode or it's another question that I have to wait to see answered till later. And then, the horse, of course, that is the big question. What is a random horse doing in the middle of the jungle? But we've seen polar bears. We've seen some sort of smoke monster.
Honestly.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of weird shit. So a horse is probably the least concern in this jungle. So,
there's at least one polar bear. There's at least one smoke monster dragging people into holes. There may or may not be supernaturally strong others, like just kidnap people, hanging them.
Yeah.
We got Jack's dead dad walking around sometimes, maybe. We got lots of crazy stuff, but a horse? Sure, might as well be.
Yeah, it might as well be.
Ghost boy.
What'd you say?
The little wet ghost boy.
Right.
Little wet ghost boy. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, what is a horse doing here? But it didn't shock me because we've already seen so much. So
yeah, I was kind of surprised about how like people were so freaked out by the horse. Like Charlie's like, horse? No, it's like 3 horses on this island. It's not that unbelievable, surely.
Yeah, horses are everywhere.
Right, like there might as well be. Why shouldn't there be a horse? Everything else exists on this island. Sure.
Yeah.
Do I think there could be a horse? Sure. Yeah, like the idea that they were like, obviously we as the audience are meant to question whether or not she's really seeing a horse. But if I'm on the island with them and someone says, "Hey, do you think I saw a horse earlier. Do you think it was real or not?" I'd be like, "It could be."
Was that your horse call?
And then I remember trying to like logic out like why Sawyer choked Kate. Like I remember like having that conversation like why would he have done that? Because like obviously we are getting like Kate's story. We're finding out that she killed this guy, blew him up in the house. So like we are meant to like think that she is thinking that it's like somehow this person asking her all this time later. But like in my head, I'm like, did he just like, because he's in a semi-dark room, like see a woman with dark long hair and think it was Ana Lucia and like think that he's dead now? Is that what this is? Because like otherwise, I don't know why he would do that. Other than he's delirious because he's got a fever. And then Shannon's funeral, I always, from the first time I watched this, I always thought Shannon sold the like wanted to be in the relationship better than Saeed. So the fact that it's Saeed left over who's left to be sad about her, I'm a little less like if it was reversed and she was crying over him, I would believe her more than I believe him. Like I just never have. Like I don't know if that's like just me. I don't know if that's acting. I don't know if that's script. I don't know what it is, but I've just never like really believed it. So I feel bad, but I'm like, he's gonna move on. Saeed, Saeed
So
could
you're
get
saying
a.
that Shannon gave such a good performance. She outshined Saeed in that moment.
I believe Shannon. I believe Shannon more. I believe more that Shannon was invested in that relationship than him. I can't exactly put my finger on why, but like I just always have. So I would be more upset if it was the other way around and she was the one left to be sad, because then I'd also feel bad that like she just lost her brother and now she lost her boyfriend, and like these are the only two people who ever believed in her, and like. So I'd be more upset if it was that way.
Yeah.
But like it is still sad because someone died, and yeah, I mean, props to Ana Lucia for not pulling a John Locke and showing up to the funeral of the person whose death you caused.
Yeah, I never bought in on the Saeed and Shannon relationship. I never really bought into that relationship at all since season 1. Like it's not a relationship I really cared about, I guess. I don't know.
Shannon, nobody cares.
No, but that's the thing. I have always believed the Shannon half of it more.
So, I mean, from what I've heard you say, basically, is that Shannon was needy and a stage 5 clinger. That's what I heard. Okay.
That's not what I said.
That's ironic, considering we can't get through 10 minutes of the podcast with you being clingy over Sawyer. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I started off the podcast with my hunger for gin, okay?
All Sawyer has to do is have his name in the credits, and that's your favorite character of the week.
You almost made him favorite character when he was unconscious for a full episode.
I mean, look at him. Anyway.
A couple of things on this little section. I think the whole thing with Kate, with the horse and everything, I've just lost my train of thought. Damn, I had a good thing.
Kate with the horse.
Kate with the horse, yeah.
It's gone. I'll see if it comes back. On the Saeed part of things, like I really struggle seeing Saeed like so emotional, and we saw him so broken down in the last episode, and this he can't get through the eulogy and he just walks off. And like Saeed's such a strong character and also such a dangerous person. Like he has a core of good, but he is a dangerous man, and kind of seeing him go off the deep end like that, it is concerning of like what could Saeed become if he kind of loses that, loses the will to be that version of himself. So it's scary when you see him wander off. Like I'd be concerned about that.
Well, I mean, he already wandered off when he tortured Sawyer, and like that, we saw how that worked out. So, did your Kate and horse thing come back, or are we moving on?
The horse comes back. You can keep thinking about it. Write it down.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Look at me. So with the whole, it wasn't anything to do with the horse. That's why I confused myself. With the whole Kate and Sawyer thing, when Sawyer's saying, "Why did you kill me?" and there's this hint that Wayne is somehow inhabiting Sawyer in that moment. It's interesting that we had a very similar thing happen with Sawyer in Outlaws, where you have the whole story of the man that he killed in Australia and the story going through with the boar, and he's hearing, it'll come back around, and he's having this back and forth with the boar and this intense showdown where it's really getting in his head, where he's starting to see patterns of what he did come forward on the island, and whether it is with Kate, that's up to the viewer to decide. But it's interesting, they both had this moment of they killed someone, and it comes back around in this episode.
Yeah,
I'm glad I remember.
I'm glad you remember too. That is a really good point. I mean, because it is definitely something that it's kind of the connection of the Sawyer with the boar. So I'm glad you remembered that. Jumping back in, we went right into a flashback of Kate at the train station. She's trying to get away. We have this guy, just a cat calling away behind her. She's like, "Bro, I just killed one. Like, don't become the other one." But lo and behold, it's the marshal that we all know. So we know exactly who this is. The second she turns around, we're like, "Hi," but Kate has no idea who this is at this point. This is the first time that they're meeting. Mm-hmm. And she starts to realize that people are starting to look at her. Like, she realizes this very quickly a setup, and they have found her. She does try to leave. He grabs her. She puts up a good fight for a second, but he does apprehend her. And he's like, sorry. She's like, I didn't do anything. He's like, that's not what your mom said. And then, of course, we go back to the island at that point. We have Jack that's looking for Kate. Again, Jack, why are you such an asshole to Charlie? Like, he was so mean as he walked away. I'm like, whatever, Jack. Yes, it happened. When he was leaving and Charlie was like, hey, is everything okay? You mean do anything? He's like, it's fine. He's like just walking off. He just like dismisses him. It happened. Go back and watch. Anyway, we do see Jin finally has his moment of the handcuff coming off, which yay for Jin. That sweet wrist is now free.
Props to them for keeping that consistent and keeping that on him for all these episodes.
Yeah.
And also him showing off his little bare wrist. It's so cute. He's like, look, it's that look.
Yeah. The fact that
new friend Michael.
And the fact that like I asked in our last episode of like, when is he gonna get this off? And then lo and behold, it's off.
Lo and behold. Locke does end up showing him and Michael are talking obviously about the hatch, about the blast doors. We see that Locke has zero idea really about anything that's happening down there because he is just the man of faith. He doesn't care. He doesn't care there's blast doors. He doesn't care
Made me so happy. Him being clueless made me so happy.
But then he's like, there's a movie. Like, do you want to watch it? And then Echo out of nowhere is like, I would like to watch it too. And Echo in this episode makes me laugh. He's just always like, he just appears randomly. He just like there's a portal and he's just like, I'm here. We do see that Jack has come across Kate and he's like, bro, like where, like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh shit, that's right. Is Sawyer okay? And he's like, yeah, he's fine. Like, what's wrong with you? She's having a meltdown, breakdown. He's trying to hug her. She's freaking out. What does that mean? You kiss Jack. Why? Gross. Let's not do it. I mean, but also if you're going to kiss him.
I would think that you would like that because then she's not
getting to that until you interrupted. Like, I mean, kiss him so you leave Sawyer alone. With that, Michael is questioning, obviously, this button. He's like, this movie makes zero sense, John. Why are we pushing this button? And Locke's like, of course, it makes perfect sense. And then he's like, Echo, what do you think? Echo just, not a word, just gets up and walks away.
Love that for him.
Echo in this
just
whole
a little minor thing that I probably won't get to in my thoughts, but I just want to say it. Like when Locke is watching them watch the tape, it reminds me of like something we've all had where there's a film or a show like Lost where we're bringing Jake into it, where you're so passionate about it and you're watching your friends watch the reaction. That Locke's like watching them watch it with his little cup of tea, and he's like, what did you guys think? What did you think, Echo? He's like, he's so happy he finally has someone to watch this tape because Jack didn't give a shit.
Well, neither does Michael, and apparently neither does Echo because he got up and left. Everybody's leaving. Nobody cares.
That's what I've done with my friends for like Survivor is I will watch them watch it when I've ever tried to introduce them, and it took many years for me to actually get people to be excited about watching Survivor with me.
Yeah, it's Locke is literally us as we watch Jake in all of these episodes.
Yeah.
With that, we do see Kate after she has kissed Jack is now sitting at Shannon's grave. She's just like traveling this island right now. She's doing the Forrest Gump walking and running the entire US of A. But she's sitting at Shannon's grave and Saeed walks up. And she's like, oh, I meant to come to the funeral. So sorry about that. I was with Sawyer. He doesn't care. He does not care. He's here to like mourn his beautiful, that's not so beautiful girlfriend. And with that, he does like this interaction, between the two. Like she's obviously going through her stuff, but it's like, Kate, maybe pick somebody that's not literally going through it right now. Like, let's have a chat with somebody else that's not Saeed right now. He's in his own feels. So I mean, I'm going to stop it there. Jake, what were your reactions to Kate getting captured right after this? All the stuff on the island. Walk me through your first time viewing.
Yeah. Well, so at first when someone's catcalling her, I'm like, who is this now? And then when she turns around, it's the marshal. I was like, pointing at the screen again, being like, okay, so this is how they first met and everything. So it was nice to see things fully connect at this point. And and then everything in the hatch, like I loved as well the Mr. Echo moment of him just getting up and walking away because he's had enough of John Locke's shit. So it's
I love that too.
What happened?
It's so funny. But no, like I said, like it's so fun also just to have John Locke trying to get people, interested in this orientation video, and totally did not expect for what is going to happen later with what Echo actually has for Locke. So that was pretty cool as well, but we'll get there.
Just scene of the episode, can't wait for that one. I love that now that everyone's back together and you start to remember how useful people are and like what their roles were. So like Michael coming down to the hatch, I think, for so long he's been focused on the raft and, everything with Walt. I think you kind of forget how useful Michael was in terms of like the construction and the stuff with the caves early on. And he had that role of like helping out Jack with the caves, and then you see him kind of putting that to use here in the hatch, and he's noticing the blast doors, and he's fiddling with the equipment, and he's someone that's really handy to have around in that kind of role, and he's not been around in a while, so I really like seeing Michael step back into that role of trying to help out where he can.
I enjoy Locke getting dunked on by this script this episode. First we have blast door. Where's the blast door?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hadn't even looked up. Of course you didn't, because you were too busy looking around for somebody to recruit to your cult. And then, when it's just so good. When he's like, I don't know, there's maybe a few frames missing. It's no big deal. Like, sir, just a couple of frames missing, no big deal. Like, you never even questioned it, and like, just looks so foolish. And I love that for me.
We'll say as well, like earlier in the episode when they come back to the hatch and Sawyer's on the floor and Locke's like, what happened? Like, where's Kit? And Jack's like, I don't know. Like, we both came in together. It's like, yeah, Locke does look silly in that moment. It's like, Jack knows the same as you do. Like, you both just walked in together. Why do you expect Jack to know what's happened here?
Yeah. And he also enters the numbers wrong first because he panics. I'm like, yes, just screw more things up, John Locke. Get everyone else to dislike you too.
You had 23 seconds.
And then, like Kate getting caught. As soon as that man started talking, I was like, this isn't going to end well. Because I think back in 2005, I thought it was somebody who was just going to give her a hard time and then she was going to make a scene and get caught because she made a scene. I didn't think that it was going to be the marshal at first. But yeah, it's not going great for Kate. And like, Kate, my sweet young friend. Like, I need you to just be a little smarter, right? First, we're taking out an insurance policy on the house and then immediately blowing it up. Ma'am, that's going to raise suspicion no matter what. Like, come on. And then you're going to a big public bus station and you don't even have the stereotypical like hat and sunglasses on. Like, come on, Kate. Like, I need you to like watch a few more spy movies and just like have a little bit better idea of how to pass this off. But other than that, I love Kate. That's all.
All right.
Kate, like, so one last thing on the Kate Jack thing as well. Like, I think Kate is just, when Kate is emotional, she's not in control of herself and what she's doing. Like, her and Jack, that's been like a thing that's been bubbling under the surface for a long time. Like, her kissing Jack isn't a surprise, but it's like, it's in this moment where she's breaking down and this
is not the time or the place, Kate.
Not in her right head. Yeah, like, that's the only time she can, feel comfortable kissing him rather than having a proper connection and an actual conversation. It's like in the spur of the moment when she's emotional. And I think that's, one of the flaws of her character, and that's what the show is. They're all flawed, and that's an interesting flaw that Kate has for sure.
Anything else?
I think we're good.
Okay, moving on. I don't like Kate, so we're moving on. We go to the flashback. She is in the car with the marshal. It's raining. They're driving. He is all kinds of a dick, and I mean, I'm here for it because I don't really care for Kate. But he's wanting to know all the things. He has questions upon questions, and the way his questions are they're digs. They're not even, they're questions. He wants to know these things, but they're like digs because he knows he can get under her skin right off the bat. Like we saw how he did it like in the airport where he was like, oh, she killed her boyfriend over this plane. Like he really knows how to get under her skin. But this is right off the bat. They first met. So you see that this is a long time coming of why she probably went after him in the airport. We do see that he sees this horse, which we're now going to understand is like why this horse is so important to her. And it's not just a horse on the island because they crash. Obviously, she's like, oh, perfect. Time to get away. Let me undo my cuffs here. Listen, this marshal, he needs to go to the gym or he needs to take some like protein shakes or something because little baby Kate is taking you out and kicking you out of your own car. We have problems. She does escape. But as she's starting to drive away, she stops because the horse is still there. And it's the same black horse. And so this is why it's really like, am I crazy on the island, right? Where she's like, I've seen this horse before. It's not just a regular horse. I think it's the same one. So, I mean, definitely why she's questioning this horse and her sanity in this moment. With that, we go back to the island where Michael is questioning everything again. He's like, why this computer? Why are these wires? What about all this? Like, and Locke's like, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. And this is where I absolutely hate Locke in this moment is Michael's like, well, I'm going to check it out. And he's like, well, don't break anything. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, no, I thought I would just like throw it on the ground. Like, yes, of course I'm not going to break it. But Locke does walk out and he walks into the kitchen dining room area. And again, hello, Echo, just literally sitting there waiting. He didn't like come in and be like, hey, Locke, I want to talk to you when you get a moment. Nothing. He just sits there. He's just like chilling. And so he has him sit down. He's like, I have something for you. I have a story to tell you. I'm going to start at the beginning. I love when he brings it to the Bible and he's like, oh, you really meant the beginning.
It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
We got an actual laugh out of Kevin from a Locke moment. I took note
that was all
of
Echo.
It's such a funny line. Like, you really meant the beginning, huh?
It's hilarious. But he talks about the book of law with Josiah and stuff in the Bible. And so with that, he's like, I think that this book is going to help you. Here we're all thinking that he's giving him a Bible lesson and like read the Bible, Locke, because you need Jesus. But no, in fact, you probably still need Jesus, but you also need what's inside this book. And we know from when they found the hatch from the other 48 days, this is the Bible that was in the case there. And lo and behold, he opens it up and it is the reel that is missing from this video. Like craziness. We even have then on, you see that Locke and him kind of battle this out. And I love that he like checks Locke really quickly, but we'll get to that part. And then we have Jack and Hurley. Jack's down there letting off some steam of like chopping firewood. Hurley clocks him very quickly. He's like, why are you mad at Sawyer? Like, you need to chill out. And he was like, everything's fine. I'm not mad. I'm good. I'm not mad at Sawyer. I'm actually mad at freaking Kate because she just kissed me out of nowhere for no reason. But we just have Hurley trying to be a moment of you're going to start losing it again, and I need you to stay calm. Thank you. And then we have Kate re-entering the hatch after she abandoned my poor sweet Sawyer. And Sun is there being the good son that she always is. She's mashing up medicine. She's carrying him, like not spending time with her sexy husband. She is there tending to my sexy man. But she's like, hey, I want to go. Can I leave? And Kate's like, he tried to kill me last time, but sure, I'm here. Yep, you have fun, son. See you later. I want to jump to this last flashback before we get to the like ending of it. But in this last flashback, we get Kate visiting her dad. And he's in the army. We see, like, we've heard her talk about her dad before. She used to go hunting with her dad. That's why she knows how to track. So he instantly is like, no, what are you doing here? This is not happening. And she's like, I just had to talk to you. I had to talk to you. I had to understand. And this is her when she said, why didn't you ever tell me? He's like, what are you talking about? She's like, why didn't you ever tell me? I found pictures when I was making a scrapbook for you. You were not even here. You were in Korea, which also, like, shout out to Sun and Jin. Like, I feel like that was a little, like, thing for them. But she's like, you weren't even here until, like, 4 months before I was born. Like, you're not my dad. When did you know that Wayne was my dad? Well, lo and behold, the plot has now thickened. She not only blew up her mom's abuser, she blew up her biological dad. Craziness. Yikes. This has bad news bears written all over it. But I said this when we were watching, it's so refreshing seeing an amazing parent.
Yes.
Because we don't get them very often. And oh my God, her dad, the tears streaming down his face when he's like, I wanted to take you with me. Your mom wouldn't let me. Like, oh my God, it's so heartbreaking. Like, when she gets up to leave, he's like, I'm gonna have to call. And she's like, can I have an hour? And he's like, yes, here, like, let me hug you. I'll never see you again. This is such a sweet moment between her and not dad, but like, this is the man that she was with until what I think she said when she was 5, he left. I mean, this is just so heart-wrenching that this is just that moment of them saying hello for the first time in a long time, but also goodbye at the same time, and rehashing some really dirty laundry. So Jake, walk me through these couple flashbacks that we had, and then the stuff on the island with Echo and I know you were talking about it earlier when he brings up the new reel of like, shit.
Yeah, I was not expecting the new reel. Like I didn't even pay attention to that. They probably said something was missing earlier in the show, but I did not catch that. So definitely was a little shocking, but I figured as soon as he started bringing this up, I'm like, where is this going? Like, what is going to come out of this? So that was cool. I mean, we'll get to what is on that extra bit of tape in a moment, but I found that really interesting. And again, continues to bring like fate and like religious tones to the show that we've been noticing since the very beginning. And then I did want to notice, so the Jack and Hurley conversation, I also thought it was funny. Hurley, when he says Rose and Bernard, like, that was hilarious, because it's like stuff that probably shouldn't be said out loud, but it's Hurley, so you forgive him for it. So I just thought it was funny. So I think that's what I have at the moment for my takes. I think most of my thoughts were on the reel.
I mean, I think
I know. Oh, sorry. I know Kevin's gonna go in on this. Like, I'm actually gonna defend, maybe for the first time on the podcast, Edward Mars here, Shrapnel Dude. Like, now, I love Kate too. She killed this guy. He's a detective trying to bring her in. He knows that she killed this guy. And apart from the moment where he crosses the line and she turns to him is when he suggests maybe that he beat her or did anything with her, and she's like, absolutely not. But every other part of the story that he said about why she did it and what the situation was, he was right. He was right about this entire situation, and he's trying to get, her to confess what she did. Like, she did kill someone. Like, he's not the nicest guy in the world, but I don't think, I don't know, I kind of get it in that situation.
He's a dick. And, like, you can be right and be condescending at the same time, which is what he was doing. And what was the purpose of him saying all this? It was just to piss her off. Like, he wasn't getting anything out of it. Like, if he really wanted her to confess, he would have been playing nice cop. But he was not playing nice cop. He was being a dick.
Nice cop works too.
and like just to goad her, just to like get under her skin because he liked to do it. Like, he's just an asshole. So like, nah, fuck him. He sucks. Like, did she kill somebody? Yes, she did kill somebody. Do the cops need to do their job and like investigate it and arrest the person that they believe is responsible? And like, does she have a lot of signs that point to her and make it obvious that she's the one who did it? Yes, absolutely. Like, he's not an asshole for doing his job. He's an asshole because he's an asshole. So he sucks. What else? I love Echo. Echo is so just the when you go back to the beginning and it's like he's like, oh, that beginning. So funny. And like Echo, unfazed by this hilarious comment, and just keeps going with the setup that he has. It's so good. And then I love the line too, which I believe is in this section, where he's like, don't confuse coincidence for fate.
Yeah.
Next session.
Whatever. I love that.
You have a whole moment on that.
I love that he is also, like I said before, he is also a man of faith. Like he follows the things he believes in. He has, his beliefs give him a moral code, and he does what he thinks is right. But he isn't gullible, and he isn't like he just helps people when it's time to help people, not when like people are at their lowest. So I love Echo, and I think he's great, and I would gladly follow him instead of Locke.
Yeah, I would too.
Anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to mention Echo. Like he that scene. I can't pronounce his surname, so I'm not even going to try because I'll butcher it. But Adewale is his first name. The guy that plays Mr. Echo. Man, this show, in terms of the core cast, is fantastic. And then we met Desmond, and now we're meeting these tailies. Like, they'd make some fantastic casting decisions that are just so perfect for the tone of the show. And I think Mr. Echo is just a perfect character for Lost. I think he fits into this show so well, and his performance is incredible. Like, I could listen to it. He sat there telling his story, and his delivery and his performance, I could just sit and watch that scene all day. Every time he's on screen,
yes.
You pay attention to what Mr. Echo is doing.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters. I absolutely adore him, and he's like mesmerizing on screen. I just think he's amazing.
Agreed.
And yeah, I mean, just while I have shout out to Lost for having like such an incredibly diverse cast in 2004, 2005. I mean, we joke about Hurley saying, but like we had a mixed race couple, an older mixed race couple on the show. Like this is still the days of Survivor, when Survivor had 16 white people and 2 non-white people in a cast, and like this is a very diverse cast. So.
Agreed. Absolutely. Like, it's funny when Hurley says it, but it's awesome to see this older mixed race couple that just love each other, and it's very, very cool. And then I did want to bring up as well Kate's dad, Sergeant Austin. Like as Kristin said, he's a great parent in a sea of not so great parents in this show.
A good parent in a flashback for a change? What is happening?
Yeah, but like I genuinely could tell that he cared about his daughter, and like he might not agree with how she went about this, but he completely understands her, and like, he cares for her. So he
didn't screw her over like her mom did.
Right, exactly. He's like, I'll give you an hour to get a head start before I call you in. And
her mom gave her a head start too. She had to get home and find out what happened. I mean, she gave her a good head start. That was the one thing I was going back to Rose and Bernard. That was the one thing I was going to bring up too, is like, I mean, that's the thing, in 2005 when we're watching this, we're all thinking that when Bernard walks over to ask about Rose, we're all like, her husband's in the
That's her husband?
Like, what?
Yeah.
When did this happen? So I think that just to prove like ahead of its time already, that Lost is like proven so many times that it's ahead of its time. its attention to details. It's just the way that the show still stands so grounded is like amazing. So I love it.
And it's not flagged up, apart from like a little comment from Hurley. It's not flagged up as anything. It's just that's Rosa Bernard and they're there to get like it's not like this big song and dance about it. It's just they're a couple. It is what it is. Like
literally minus the moment that like we realize that's Bernard. We're literally just like they've always been Rose and Bernard. Like how are they apart for the whole season and a half of this? Because they've always been together.
Right.
But yeah, no, for sure. Jumping back to finish this up, we got a lot of stuff that kind of happens here. Kate spills why to Sawyer, and I would like to point out it is the stupidest reason ever that she realizes it's not because listen, she says it herself, okay? She didn't kill him because he abuses her mom. Didn't do it because of the way he looks at her and maybe like does some touchy-feely stuff, which we never really got into, but it sounds like he never like did the deed. But we know that he like grabbed her ass and stuff like as she's putting him to bed. It's not because of all these reasons. It's because she doesn't like him and she realizes she's not going to be good. Are you kidding me, Kate? I would have respected you more if it was because he abused your mom. That's crazy. But also
multiple. No. It's multiple reasons. I think it's all factors.
It's all of them. It's all of them.
Out of her mouth, people. Don't just put words back in Kate's mouth for what she said. Anyway, moving on. She does like sit there and say it's the reason why I can't like love Sawyer because I see Wayne in him. I love that this is the moment that Sawyer wakes up and he's sassy as ever. He's like, who the fuck is Wayne? And why are you like all these things? And she, him waking up, like, he didn't know about the hatch. Like, they were all leaving on this raft at this hatch moment. So he did not know this hatch exists. For him to wake up and be like, we're in bunk beds. Wait, are we rescued? Like, it's so heartbreaking because you're like, oh my God, that's what I would think. Like, if I woke up and I'm like in a bunk bed, I'd be like, yay, we're rescued.
Right.
And it's just kind of those moments where you start to see him waking up and getting his bearings of it all. Meanwhile, while that's happening, Locke does fix the tape here. This is where he's like, oh, what are the odds? And Echo's like, no, let me speak some truth that you can't handle. Don't mistake. This is where Kevin was talking about. And so it's just kind of these moments where he's trying to teach more Locke a lesson. Like, you're confusing these things here. Then we do see Kate walking Sawyer out. Is there an echo now?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know what happened.
We'll just
with that, Sawyer is like looking around at this entire hatch. There's a kitchen and all these things. He's like, we are so rescued. I don't believe you. And they walk out to the jungle and he's like, son of a bitch, we're not rescued. It's just like the realization. I feel like the disappointment that he must feel because he obviously is like, there's no way we're not rescued right now. We do see that he's sitting there with Kate and he's confused. There's a horse out of nowhere. She's like, do you see that? And he's like, yeah, I'm the one who pointed it out. Yes, there's a horse on the island. I don't know why it's here. She has a moment with the horse, and then the horse kind of has this moment and leaves. He's like, do you know that horse, Freckles? And she's like, yep, think I do. I think I'm good now, though. We do see Jack come up to Ana Lucia on the beach. They do finally get their drink. It's a really adorable moment for Jack there. He's like, tequila and tonic. She's like, where's the tonic? He's like, we're out. So just a cute moment that he remembered, just to kind of bring her in a little bit more. She's like, are you going to explain to me like how we don't have the, he's like, are you explaining to me why women are nuts? And so it's just a really cute moment between the two of just kind of bringing her more in and letting her feel welcome, I guess. So kudos to Jack on that. We go back to them watching this video where we get to the cutoff part that says, do not, I repeat, do not use this computer for anything other than typing in the code. You're going to be tempted to do that. Don't do it. Don't type out to anybody. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Meanwhile, we have Michael over there inspecting things and we hear ding, ding, ding. He looks over and the computer says hello. I love that. All of us were like, Michael just immediately was like, oh, hi, how's it going? And they're like,
like the 90s chat room, just giving away all your information.
Right. ASL, like, hi, Michael, how's it going? Like, good. Who are you? And then we have our cliffhanger of DAD, dad, question mark. Lost ends. I mean, Jake, you've got to be freaking out with that cliffhanger, but also
Yeah.
walk me through all the rest of that too, because there is a lot there, but that main cliffhanger is huge.
Okay, so the first thing is with Sawyer like waking up, and obviously Kate does finally like start telling somebody about what happened with Sawyer, and being like, okay, you know, I don't want to be with Sawyer because he's like my dad, or you know, in Wayne, and so, and then Sawyer waking up and being like, are we rescued? Like you said, Kristin, and being in the bed and whatnot, like that would definitely be my first thought as well, because it's so strange. You've been on an island or on a raft, and then all of a sudden you're in a comfortable bed in like some sort of, you know, building or structure or something. So I can definitely, you know, that would definitely be my first thought. And then, you know, I love when they step outside and Sawyer's like, well, shit, because he realizes they are still stuck on the island. And then we get to them watching the last of the video and that cliffhanger. And as soon as they said, don't communicate with anyone, and Michael sees the message, and I literally said, no, Michael, don't do it. You're breaking the rules.
Michael, no!
Yeah, something's going to happen. And then the dad, and I'm like, wow, so Walt is communicating. Or my thought is probably it's the others, because everything that they've been doing has been some sort of bait and like of some kind. I don't know how they're doing it, obviously, but like some sort of supernatural stuff that's going on that they're able to figure this out, and just it's very odd. So I'm, as everything has been with this show, but I think, like, I'm gonna say I think it's bait from the others. I don't know that it's actually Walt communicating with Michael. I think that's why they're not supposed to communicate, because the others are known about by, you know, whoever's been doing these projects on the island. So they're making sure people don't communicate with these people or whatever these beings are. So
yeah, I had a slightly different like take on Kate saying like that's why she couldn't be with Sawyer. I thought that she was more saying like if she is with someone like Sawyer, then she is just like her dad. Then she has not moved on. She is like, it's not about like Sawyer necessarily reminds her of her dad. It's that if she is with someone like Sawyer, then that means that like she did all of that for nothing. She really is just the person that the air marshal was talking about in the car. She is just the white trash girl, you know? So like, I kind of like, which I think is a subtle difference, but a difference. And like I said, I love the comment. Like, don't mistake coincidence for fate. Like, because John Locke thinks everything is a gift from the island directly to him. And like, it's not always that deep, bro. Sometimes we just find things, like, get over it. We always talk about attention to detail. I like that Ana Lucia's hair is tied with like a twine, like a. It's not a hair tie. Like if you look, it looks like a little piece of rope. And then yeah, like the warning not to talk to anyone else, immediately followed by someone trying to talk to him. Like I never believed that was what, like I've never believed that was. I was like, nope, don't do.
Yeah. No.
Do not answer that. That is something bad trying to trick you. That is why they warned you about it. Do not talk to this. Like, do not answer. No. Like, I was like, red flags, sirens, alarms, everything. Like, someone get in here and stop him. Not John Locke, because I don't need you. Echo, come in here and stop him. And like, I did not believe for 1 second that was actually Walt. I know. I was like, no. I think I was looking at my roommate like, no, do not. Tell him do not.
Like, I will say, whether it's coincidence, whether it's fate, it is very strange that, like you say, this tape was split into two and put on different sides of the island. The airplane that they were all on splits into two, and they both find these hatches independently, and they both find the tape, and they come together, and they're able to make that tape. That is like astronomical odds.
That is not astronomical. It is a limited size island.
It's a big island.
It took them days to get
It's not astronomical.
It's astronomical
Yeah,
that
absolutely
all the
is.
people survived a plane crash. Like,
They both just happen to find this thing, and the fact in Echo finds this tape and keeps this tape, and like it is crazy that this came together. I totally agree with Love that it is like
It is surprising. It is highly unlikely, but like it's not so impossible that it must be fate. I'm with Echo.
We'll agree to disagree.
yeah.
And
I am definitely not with you on that, Kevin, because I legit think that this is insanity how this piece came together. Like, it took them days to get across the island, and that's because Echo took a shortcut, first of all. Second of all, the plane splits. All these people survived, okay? Echo is not taken by the others because he, like, killed them, but whatever, like, he's not taken. He could have been taken. He was attempted to be taken, so then he would have never found the hatch. Then they had decided to leave the beach because they were being attacked and find this hatch out of nowhere, just, like, chilling. They're, like, walking. What if they took a different path? What if they went on a different path and didn't find the hatch? Like, there's so many pieces that I think that this is a huge moment.
they also, Michael and the raft crew leave the island. They happen to find the tailies. If they don't find the tailies don't come to us. Like, all these things had to happen for this tape to come together. It is crazy.
But it is.
I'm not saying it's completely normal. I'm saying it is not so unbelievable that it must be fate.
There's no coincidence about this moment. Like, that's where I do think.
What do you mean? There's no coincidence. Somebody took the tape apart and somebody put it over in that other station.
We're not gonna get anywhere.
The island is a limited space. There are a limited number of hatches.
Oh my god, I'm on Team Michael this time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And one last thing we do get in when they're talking about the button, when Locke is telling Michael about the computer, he tests it and shows Michael you can only type something in when the alarm gets to 4 minutes, and that's when you can type the numbers in. If you try and type anything before that 4-minute mark in the alarm, nothing will happen. We also see Michael playing around with the computer. He's messing with the equipment. He's pulling stuff apart, and now he's able to. He gets this message come through. So it could be also this thing that Michael has. There is something that has been blocking this computer from being able to convey messages and do anything outside of the numbers. And now all of a sudden this happens because Michael was meddling, and now he has this situation where, have I found a path to my kid, or is it something more malevolent?
Yeah, I think I was going to bring that up too, Michael, because I mean, this is the other thing, is that they made that tape for a reason, obviously, to tell them not to do it, right? But we know that Locke has tested it and you can't. So at some point, somebody decided to cut that out of the video and then to do something to the computer to make it that they can't even do it. So it's not even a knowledgeable thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so with that, again, that's part of the not coincidence of it all, that the tape and all of that goes into play, and whatever Michael's doing, whether it's the moving of a cord or he randomly pressed something or whatever happened, allowed that function to be a thing again. And so that's obviously was done on purpose. Somebody specifically turned off that feature because there was a reason why that was cut from the film, why they even put it in the film to begin with. So yeah, I agree with you on that. All right. Michael has his one little win, and it started off so shaky, especially at the beginning of this. With least favorite and favorite.
But yeah, favorite, least favorite. All right, favorite. I'm gonna stick with Echo again. Echo's just been so good for many of these episodes of this season. I feel like I've picked Echo for at least half the season because he's just been that good. And least favorite. I'll go with the air marshal. I think he's just a dick, and the way he is getting, it's definitely not how interrogations go with getting information. They're usually using like tactics, like Kevin said, like being the good cop to get the information out, and not necessarily going super hard at the beginning. And Air Marshal was just kind of being a dick immediately, and it wasn't to get the information. He already knew it. So as just being a dick, I am happy that he keeps getting hit in the head. So so yeah, that's my favorite and least favorite.
I'm all aboard the Echo train. Yeah, like pretty much every episode that since we've met Echo, I think he's been my favorite character. There was, I think, a band that he wasn't in it much, so maybe not. But like ever since the other 48 days, he's been my favorite character. And yeah, again, I think he's the standout character of this episode. He's just so damn watchable. He's so good. I love him. Least favorite again. I don't think I realized until we started doing this how, when you break it down, how often the least favorite character is very easy to come from the flashback. There are so many very easily dislikable characters in every single flashback. And because I love everyone on the island, I got to do the cop out again. I'm going for Wayne. That guy sucked. Glad he blew up.
Yeah.
Hashtag glad he blew up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also picking Echo. He's just great. Like, his voice is great. The way he talks is great. Like, he is everything that John Locke wants to be, which I also appreciate, because John Locke is intolerable. So maybe if you were more like Echo, you would be. So yeah, Echo. Who doesn't love Echo? And then least favorite, I'm also going to go with the Marshal. He's just such an asshole, and like the thing is that like he screws things up, right? Like he crashes the car. Kate takes the opportunity to get away because of course she does, because she doesn't want to go to jail. And then like he uses things like that to be like, oh well, Kate did this to me. Like, you crash your own car, dude. Like, you're an asshole. Yet like he makes mistakes and then blames it in the story moving forward on Kate. Like, Kate's so brutal. She's so awful. Like, because she escaped because you crashed the car. Like, it's your fault. So I just think he's an asshole. He's a dick. He's a dick throughout this entire, like, season and a half that we've seen him popping up again and again. I don't like him.
Well, it's been a long time coming, but thank you, God, Sawyer and his sassy Silverback, because he is my favorite character. It's been some time. It's been some time. I gave it to other people while he was unconscious.
He spoke, so
he did. He spoke, and he had his shirt off, and or like draped. Anyway, with that, I almost gave it to Jin, okay, because Jin, it was very close. It was very close. It was very close. So shout out Jen, and thank you for that moment in the first 5 seconds of the episode. With that, least favorite character, Wayne. Why are you trying to fuck your like biological daughter? Gross. Yeah. Let's not and say we did, like, or not say we did, because that's just really gross. Like, you're disgusting. Ew. So fuck you, Wayne. There's our new fuck you, Wayne.
I mean, also shout out to her mom being terrible. I
almost made her my favorite character too.
Well, it's because you like to say things to annoy me. So, yeah, she also sucks.
Yeah.
Does her dad also suck because he turned her in?
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, because he gave her time, and at that point, he is a military officer. He can't, and like there's going to be witnesses that she was there. He can't say no, she wasn't.
There were witnesses at the diner.
She doesn't have to turn her in. Like, she doesn't have to completely flip on Kate. Dad doesn't completely flip on Kate.
This is the mansplaining Jack thing, where if Locke, you are delusional, because if this is the same situation of the Locke and Jack. Jack's not mansplaining, but if Locke,
listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I will give the mom the credit and why she's not my least favorite character, because she did love this man and Kate did kill him. So like, she is like like seeking justice for her husband. I think it's horribly misguided and she sucks, but like at least that is like logical choice making.
Oh God.
John Locke just thinks he's special.
Anyway, before I was gonna say it, Michael. I was like letting you do it. With that, let's get to the ranking before Kevin goes off on another rant about John.
Yeah, let's go. All right. So, Michael, what is the top 10?
So top 10, we have Exodus, Walkabout, Orientation, Man of Science, Man of Faith, The Pilot, Do No Harm, Confidence Man, The Other 48 Days, All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues, and Deus Ex Machina. And for season 2, we have Orientation, The Other 48 Days, Man of Science, Man of Faith, Adrift, Abandoned. No, what was the previous episode? Sorry,
The episode 8.
Collision.
Adrift, Collision, Abandoned, Everybody Hates Hugo, and Found.
Okay. Overall, I think it's gonna still go outside the top 10, but because this was like this reveal we've been waiting for a season and a half for, I'll put it like 12 or 13 overall. Not like in the top 10, but still decently high. And then for season 2, because of the importance of this backstory compared to a lot of them, I mean, I'd say probably number 4 for me. I think that's a pretty solid placement for that. I think that's right above Adrift, I think. So yeah, I think it'll go there for me.
I think I preferred. I agree. This is a great episode, and I think it's close. I think I preferred the previous episode with all the stuff between Said and Anna, all the stuff with Echo. So I'd slot it just below Collision. So above Abandoned, below Collision.
Okay, that's a fair placement.
Yeah, I'm in a tricky spot because I would put it above Adrift, but I would put it below Collision, and I don't have that option here. So maybe in between them. Yeah, like I think finally getting the story of what Kate did, and like not just getting her running away, although she does run away in this episode too, but not just getting her running away, but like what she did, and I think that what she did was great. I think that she made a good decision because that man sucks. And I think also getting the like what was missing from the tape and the cliffhanger, I think is really good. I think I just like Collision more. I think I have to put it below Collision.
Fair.
I did not realize that Michael and I were going to be so on point here today. I'm agreeing with Michael. I think it should go after Collision because it's.
Michael says it. Michael says it. And you agree with Michael. I said the same thing.
Michael said it first.
Oh my.
Michael's thought, and you agreed, so I agreed with
Michael. You are the literal worst.
Michael said it. It was Michael's thought. You agreed, and so I agreed with Michael as well.
I hate you so much.
You're welcome.
So
the three of us had it same place, and then Jake slightly higher. So are we just saying below Collision?
I
so
think
the new number.
I think so. Yeah,
that's how. Oh yeah, 5th or 6th or something.
It's a 6th, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that is 9 episodes into season 2. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let us know your thoughts on Lost without spoiling anything from what we have so far. And
like, comment, subscribe. Tell us
wrong.
Tell us all the reasons why Kristin is the worst.
I
am. Yeah. So with that. We will see you all next time for another explosive episode on the Tribe of Nerds.
All right, we are back for another spoiler section, Tribe of Nerds after Jake. So if you've not seen Lost in its entirety, move it out of here. This is not where you belong. Time to go.
You're gonna have things ruined if you don't know what's coming up.
Yeah, you gotta go. And I'm talking like in its entirety. Like all the way to the finale, y'all, like of the series. So
if you're on season 4 right now, that's not far enough. Go.
Not far enough. You have to be done to watch this section. With that, also while you're leaving, like, comment, subscribe.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and then get out of here.
Right, all the things. We've given you plenty of time. If you guys have not left yet, there's something wrong with you. But here we go. Jumping into what Kate did. Oh my gosh, I hate Kate so much.
I understand that people hate Kate.
But there is good reason.
I am never going to understand the deep hatred for Kate, like the disrespect for Kate. I'm never going to get it. I never get it.
Listen, if this many people hate Kate, it's for a reason. Like, how about the first reason? Toying with my man's emotions, and nobody cares about Jack, but toying with Jack too. Like, look at the man. He's on the beach. Like, he can't deal with it. He cannot. He even talks about women being crazy because she's nuts. She's crazy.
Listen. Let's rewind. Hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, at the beginning of this episode, we see Jin and Sun have just conceived Ji-yeon.
Definitely. This is definitely it with how he looked and how excited she was to see him. And you know Hurley heard them, so this is definitely the night that they made that sweet, sweet baby. Sadly though, Jin will never meet Ji-young, which is
never meet her.
So sad. I can't. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think it because it's so bad that like we already know like he doesn't get off the island for that to even happen. But then when they come back, they die. Like,
what if she had just brought
so they could all die together? No.
And then she could have been like being babysat by someone.
No.
Somewhere.
No, but this is so.
Or maybe they don't get on the submarine because they don't want to take her.
Oh my god, I can't.
They don't die.
I cannot. It's just so tragic in that like, because we even know that like when he finds out about there was all those things because he was sterile and like all these things, and then she thought maybe it was her little like side pieces baby, but then we found out that it was Jin's baby.
Yeah,
and all these things.
She has great taste in men, though. I mean,
yeah, but I mean Jin over.
I'm obviously Jin over the other one,
obviously. But like it's just so like because even when he's talking about it, he's so excited. Obviously, Sun like keeps a lot of these things from her. She finds out that pregnant women can't have babies on this island, which we're gonna get to when we get to the others. But we're gonna get to like he's so excited and he's like, I think it's gonna be a girl and I want to name her Ji-yeon. Like the fact that that's where we were at to he never gets to meet her and Sun still names. Oh my god, I cannot. The only thing that will help me get through is looking at Jin walk out of that tent one more time.
I know, it's amazing.
But yeah, so I mean, very, very tragic end for those two. But such a beautiful moment when they met. We saw them meet from the reunion at the end of last episode. Into them just like getting back and like bring up too, like Jin got his little handcuff off. Like he's so I love Jin. I love him so much.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and then the rest of the episode, it's about Kate.
There's not really anything else for anybody else.
As we will find out, not everyone hates Kate because the jury didn't hate her because she will eventually go to trial and she will not go to jail for life for murder.
It's very interesting though because again, if you guys are still here, I don't know why you're still here, but it's very interesting because we do know that the Oceanic Six get off. There are only 6 of them, including Aaron, which is part of the 6, and don't get me started on that situation. But they want to put Aaron on the stand, like to show that she's a good mom. And yes, spoiler, where the hell is Claire? She's now raising Aaron. Like
she's not part of the Oceanic Six.
Yeah. And also they do put Jack on the stands where they obviously are not talking because I mean Jack cannot get behind because Jack finds out here's another major spoiler that Claire is his sister and Aaron is his nephew. And so he just can't wrap their head around that like all the things that they did to get off the island, which we know are insane, which is why we know that Jack says we have to go back because it's a lot. But like he just can't wrap his head around all of that when it first happens, when they first get home. And so they put him on the stands and we hear a very, very different story. A very different story that they told getting out of here. He's talking about how Kate's the one that like with basically him as the doctor saving everyone. And obviously they're trying to like call him on his bullshit. They're like, you were the doctor. I don't think Kate did this. And he's like, I was hurt and I couldn't do anything. Like, Kate's the reason why we all survived and why we all got, like, it's a very different, to the point where she cuts him off. Like, she's like, no, I can't do this anymore. But also, main thing, we see Diane again. We see Mommy Dearest that Kevin hates. And I love our, like, that was a whole, like, listen, we can fight till death over Diane and her being very smart and turning her stupid daughter in.
Listen. As I said, I understand that she is an abused woman who loves her man, and so she does not make the best choices, and she doesn't want him to die, even though everyone else does. I get that, and she wants her daughter to be brought to justice because she killed her man. I understand that, but like, she's also just such an absolute bitch to Kate about it. Like, why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of Kate now? Kate obviously did this to protect you. She obviously did this to help you, and you're still like,
murdered him in cold blood.
No. Like, you don't need to be afraid of her. You can be an asshole to her, but like, you don't have to. This like fake fear of her is just.
Well, it's funny because we're gonna see Diane quite a bit, because we do know that when Kate meets Sawyer's woman, she goes to see her mom there at the diner again. Mom is again like, you murdered him in cold blood. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. Whether or not you were trying to save me from this, I didn't want to be saved. I made my bed. She says it even in this episode. I made my bed in it, and that's this is where I choose to be.
Listen, Mom needs therapy.
Mom probably does need therapy, and she's obviously a battered woman. However, she says it herself. I made my bed. She's aware. She's aware of the decisions. It's not the best decisions, but she's aware of the decisions.
Mother, you deserve better. You don't deserve to have to live in this bed that you made for yourself.
100%.
It is never too late to remake the bed.
I understand. 100%. But also, so we see Diane there when she meets Sawyer's woman. We also see her again when, obviously, we've seen her when she shows up at the hospital and she's terrified of her, where she's now sick because we found out in that episode Diane has cancer. We see in this episode, well, not this episode, but when she does go on trial, we see her mom, and she is in a wheelchair. I think she looks sicker in the hospital than she did in this episode, but apparently that is the most. She's like, I want to meet my grandson, not knowing about the Aaron situation, and she's like, I only have like a few months to live. Like, so we know that this is the end of Diane here, but yeah, I mean, for good reason. Kate's pissed, like her mom turned her in. I get it. So she doesn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah, no. But like, listen, the important thing is that the jury. I've actually been on a jury, right? So the jury doesn't decide innocent or guilty. The jury decides, did the state prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt?
Right, correct.
Right, and so like any free defense lawyer, like a public defender, could easily prove, right, that there is a reasonable doubt that this man was dangerous and like she could have been trying to protect herself, right? Like that is a very like easy thing for a defense attorney to prove. I am not at all surprised that Kate gets off for it. Like, of course she does, because now she has money. She can get a really good attorney who can like get things thrown out and like do a really good job. But like I was on a jury for a murder trial. Like, you have to prove that you have to prove, even if you don't think it is likely that they were trying to defend themselves, if there's any chance in your mind that this person was trying to defend themselves, then you have to say that they are not guilty. So like any public defender would have won this case.
Yeah.
They had nothing.
No, for sure. Yeah, and I mean, it's more so that they were trying to prove her character outside, like past this. Like that was a moment years before. Also, we see, I mean, we brought up Echo. We've seen him. He's like at the forefront right now, where he's going to eventually take over this hatch because Locke decides to lose his mind. But we see that he obviously is very invested in this. He's the one who brings this video to them. He starts pushing the button because Locke is over it. He sadly gets blown up, which is what leads to his death. Thank you, Locke, for killing yet another person on the island because of your stupidity. So that'll be a fun day for Michael and Kevin in their battling. But also I want to bring up, we do see Kate's dad again. We do see him again.
We do?
in Saeed's little flashback because he sets him free, which is another reason why I like hinted at Saeed. I brought that fun fact up of Saeed like being in the background.
I did not remember that at all.
It's definitely there. It's very quick, but I brought it up to like relay back when we get to that moment for Jake. But yes, so we do see Kate's dad again. But that is it after that. And he's such a good guy. We should see him a lot. We should see him more.
He's a decent father.
I would love to see him more than I see Susan.
Right?
Or Anthony Cooper, for that matter. We see him a lot. I don't need to see that man.
So many bad parents in the show. So many bad parents.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't think there's anything else spoiler worthy from this episode. But yeah, we finally got to find out what Kate did and all of that. Also, we didn't see the horse again either, so.
Yeah, the horse.
Random horse.
The horse is weird because the horse never comes back. But it is, like Michael brought up, it is kind of one of those things where, like, whether or not it's real, like, Kate believed it, you know? Like,
yeah. Well, I do have another spoiler, actually.
Oh?
I just thought of this because Jake is severely pissing me off that he continuously guesses shit pretty on point. He might be, like, slightly off. The fact that he is
there are times that I'm like,
God, I'm like, there's no way. Like, and it just pisses me off. So for example, in this one, we have at the end of and if you guys just saw it literally a few minutes ago, he brings up the fact that the Dharma Initiative, he didn't even know what to call them, but the Dharma Initiative doesn't want them talking to the others. He's thinking it's the others that we're all afraid of, but it's not. It's actually the hostiles. There is a thing of how they were there. He like went through the whole, and I sat there like, you son of a bitch. How are you even thinking this? This is so not fair. But yeah, I'm so sick and tired of Jake being continuously spot on about things. And this was another one of them where he's like, they don't want them talking to the others, which he's referring to the others that we know about, not the others, which were the hostiles, which is Richard Alpert, which we're going to get to all of that later.
It's because we're letting him watch too many episodes too close together. He's able to remember things too well.
I know. That's really what it is. It's like, I mean, we had to wait weeks and months in between seasons.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's just, yeah.
But yeah, she's gonna get off, and she's gonna for a little while, like, have a nice life.
Yeah. Also, the horse probably did come from Mikhail's place. We know that he has a farm. We do see the cow because we see that cow is there for a reference later on too. So I'm just gonna assume that was the horse that got out because Mikhail is a very farmer.
While I was watching this time, I wondered if it was another smoke monster, Man in Black, like
possibly like the manipulation.
Yeah.
Now, like where I'm at with Kaysen on season 4, like with oh my gosh, the manipulation that he does to Claire, getting her away from Aaron, like, that's not. We don't even spoil that, but I just like Men in Black. Wait till we get to that because it's just like it's insane. So with that, I don't have anything else. Anything else from you?
No, I'm good for right now.
All right. Well, that is our spoiler section. Like, comment, subscribe. Please comment anything, especially disagreeing with Kevin on how Diane.
No. Comment. Listen, continue this battle. Continue all of our little battles because we're all friends and we all laugh about this. However, we do like to be proven right. We don't like to be proven wrong. So, like,
so
let which one of us.
Everybody know that Kevin is wrong about Diane being a horrible mother.
She's a bitch.
She had people in the diner. She had to call. Just like the dad had to call. And you don't blame.
She didn't have to completely roll over on her daughter. She could have called and been like, I saw her. She came in. I don't know. I didn't. What she said didn't make any sense. I don't know.
For all you know, that's what she did. And then they investigated and saw Wayne blown to bits.
Because they said your mom rolled over on you. So we know what her mom did. Her mom gave up all
this is why you need to comment because you need to shut
Comment below. Are you a Kristin? Are you a Kristin and a Diane or are you a Kevin and a Kate?
With that, if you do a spoiler, please put spoiler in like 500 like dots because Jake, poor baby Jake, cannot help himself and he will still read even if it does say spoiler. So with that, we will see you guys next time. If there's something you want us to talk about, please let us know.
Yes, ask away. And if it's a spoiler, we'll still ask it in this section, but like ask away.
Ask away. So with that, we'll be back for the next episode, which I don't even know what the next episode is, but I do know that we're going to get Ben soon. So yay for that. Hey, bye.
Bye.